This video is presented by EA Game Changers. Hello everyone, WabbaPlays here. I know I haven't recorded in a while, but you know what that means? NHL 22 is upon us. Yes, today, August 19th, we got to see the first trailer with the worldwide premiere. However, myself and a few folks got an advanced screening and session with the fine folks at EA, and today I'd like to share with you some of what we learned about NHL 22 and some of the changes and improvements and things you're going to want to look out for. As part of the presentation, there was also question and answer with the people in the channel and the folks presenting, so you're going to want to check out my channel for a second video that's going live right now and see what those answers were from EA directly. So the first thing, probably the biggest thing, is the Frostbite Engine. Yes, it is actually happening. Finally, NHL will be brought to the same engine as FIFA and Madden. And everybody, I think they saw the leaks earlier this week. EA just like tweeted out, or Instagram, I don't know, boomer, a picture of Frostbite Engine and then quickly removed it. But it is gonna be Frostbite on next gen, and it's going to be Frostbite on prior gen. So PS5, PS4, and whatever Xbox calls their two dumb machines are all going to be on Frostbite. Just some of the changes will be a little different, but I'll go into those later. So they presented to us NHL is hockey getting the superstar treatment. And from what we saw, there were three main points, and we're gonna go through each one. It was Superstar X Factor, Frostbite and next gen visuals, and the World of Chel checklist. So first, let's dive in to the Superstar X Factor. Now, unfortunately, it was also leaked that not only would it be on Frostbite, but that there are going to be X Factors. But we're still going to talk about them a little more because I think I have more details than what you've seen in that little blurb. The goal is to elevate superstars across all modes. There are two types of abilities. Zone abilities, which are powerful and one per eligible player. And it might even contain like unique animations. So these are going to be noticeable from the best players. And what's called Superstar, which are less powerful, and a player might have one or more of these. So for example, the one we saw, Matthews, was Shock and Awe. And what this does is it's exceptional power and accuracy shooting out of a deke. And we actually got to see that. I wasn't able to record, but Matthews does a deke in front, immediately shoots, and it just flew right in the net. It was really cool to see. You guys know I don't know how to deke, so I probably won't get a lot of good use out of this one, but I'm excited to see what some of the other superstar powers are. Some of the other superstar abilities, these aren't all of them, these are just the ones that we were shared, was Make It Snappy, which is an improved snapshot from stride, Seeing Eye, which is improved shooting through screens, Third Eye, which makes people a great peripheral passer, Tape to Tape, which is great passing with vision, and Puck on a String, which is great stick handling. So in addition to Matthews, we were able to see a few more players, specifically Dreissidel and Vasilevskiy. So Dreissidel has a zone ability of Tape to Tape. What that is that's exceptional power and accuracy on all passes within vision. And the player actually might auto sauce when necessary. So that's actually a really cool feature. I don't know how to auto sauce, but now the AI might do it for me. I'm gonna have to look to see if I can pick up Dreissidel. Vasilevskiy is Contortionist for his zone ability, and that gives him exceptional save range, recovery, and save ability within the spread V or against momentum. So even goalies have a chance to showcase their skills, and the best of the best, you will see noticeable differences. There were other changes that we saw in this little section, and I wanted to like talk about a few of them. So the gameplay, it shows the zone like above the head, so it actually shows their abilities above them. I would liken it to, it's before the play at the face-off, like in Madden when you like zoom out before the play to audible. You can see who has certain types of abilities. It's just like that, so you can see where your top players are and what abilities they have that you might want to utilize. Likewise, you can see the other team in case you want to defend against them. Someone has a quick shot, you want to make sure you cover them right off the draw. There's also a lot of graphical improvements. I would call them like quality of life. There is a new goal overlay. So when they score, the players slow down and had like the stats above their head instead of like that giant headshot and the giant goal thing that took up half the screen. So it's really neat, it's really clean. I don't know if it's replacing the replay, but it looked like it was much quicker. And it also has, like I mentioned, different stats, third goal of the game, whatever the case is. Another difference that I really liked was there was a third commentator, and she was a female. I don't know the name, I don't know the voice actress, but it was really refreshing to see a female commentator in the game as well. And lastly, the big question about X Factors. Are they just in Versus and Franchise, or are they going to be in HUT? And they said, yes, X Factors are going to be in HUT, and there's an opportunity to upgrade and unlock them. So again, I can't take screenshots of this, but there was a card of Matthews, and there were unlocked little things. So it looks like we're gonna see a little bit of what we saw on the show in HUT with certain types of cards as it relates to zone abilities. The next big thing, I touched on it earlier, Frostbite Engine and next gen visuals. We finally got the improved engine. So the first piece is just a little bit about environment or atmosphere. This is for the nerds. Frostbite has deferred lighting, and also they said that light sources were authentic to the arenas, which shows that they put a lot more detail into each individual arena. It seems like it's not just going to be the same one, just a different logo in the middle. Will be a little different. So both are going to benefit from the Frostbite engine, but there are going to be some graphical enhancements to next gen. For example, things like enhanced details, micro shadows. As you saw from the trailer that dropped just a few days ago, the ice is actually reflects. So you can actually see off the ice. It's not just this milky white surface that's just static the whole time. You'll actually see reflections of players' stick movement off the ice. The uniform as well. It's going to move based on what's happening. It's going to be super detailed. And also, they didn't touch on it, but we noticed the crowd looks a little more realistic. Obviously, it's not going to be like the main focus because they're not on the ice. But it was still nice to see that that was just something that was benefiting from the Frostbite engine as well. Another point was the superstar authenticity. Players look more detailed and changed. They actually look like they're players. Not all of them, but for the more popular athletes, they actually look like the players. It wasn't just like the Walmart off-brand version. And the generic head models also get upgrades. So for example, things like skin, eye shading, the custom heads, they're actually going to take those enhancements from FIFA. They actually are going to look like actual faces. The jerseys have depth, stitching. My dog's interested in this stuff. He loves graphics. And it actually, like when you zoom in, you can see every little stitch, every little detail, the different types of cloth that are used, the different patterns based on like where the cut is, and responsiveness making sense to movement. And the other thing I loved was the AR presentation. So you're gonna see in between like whistles, stats on the ice, AR graphics on the ice. This is augmented reality. And it's not just a line at the bottom of the screen that says like, oh, this person has 2 goals. It's gonna like show near them, or like the face-offs is gonna be like, in the face-off circle, it's gonna be cut in half, one logo on one side, one on the other. It's gonna say like the numbers of the face-off. So it just feels good, it looks good. And I really like that they added those like quality of life enhancements that like you might not know you want, but it's gonna make it look really polished as well. The last big bullet point was the World of Chel wish list. Now I don't play World of Chel because I'm not a casual. Just kidding, I'm not good enough. But there are more ways to customize. So X Factors are also in World of Chel. And instead of just being like playmaker, sniper, and everybody picking like, you know, a 6-7 foot chungus that can speed around or whatever the meta was, you can actually choose an archetype, you can choose an X Factor, and different things will unlock based on those 2 choices. You can choose points to assign to the character, and as you progress, new archetypes will unlock. So you might have more of a customizable experience than just picking 2-way forward and whatever unlocks there were. But also in World of Chel, the menus were improved. So instead of having to exit out of a game and leave the hub to join parties, you can just do it from the menu, which is a huge upgrade to the experience there. And it looks like it's just gonna be a lot better experience. We didn't get to see too much of it, but I'm sure that we'll be seeing more going forward. So the last thing we saw from the presentation, and again, there is a Q&A that I'm gonna be putting in a different video. So make sure to check out my channel for that. I'm going to be posting it. It's live right now. But they did say that there are standard and X Factor editions. Like usual, we're going to be getting some goodies for HUT. If you pre-order, we're also going to be getting some packs, some World of Chel bags. So that's pretty much the same as it's always been, but those are 2 different editions. Are you guys looking forward to NHL 22? Hopefully this gives you more information from what you saw in the trailer. Let me know what you're looking for in the comments below. For more NHL 22 news, make sure to stick around here. Also, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/WabbaPlays. See me streaming live once the game releases in October. And I'll see you in the next video.